there are not only 7 wonders in the world, but also 7 separate wonders just in Colombia. And we will tell you all about that today. Welcome to Colombia! Today's topic is the 7 wonders of Colombia. I present you Sebastian.
Hello.
Colombian professional guide, he knows everything, he's Dorian. My name's Frank. Today we're presenting from the campus of the University Los Andes. Also they're advancing in time. They built some huge buildings right next to the university. It's called CTU. So students can live right next to the university. You have shops, you have restaurants, bars. So you see also university life in Colombia is improving and preparing for all those international students wanting to study in Colombia. So let's start with the 7 wonders of Colombia. Sebastian, why Colombia has 7 wonders?
Well, it's very interesting. Hello, everyone. In 2007, the journal El Tiempo, that is one of the most important journals in Colombia, made like an invitation to the people to postulate what they think were the wonders of their country. Yeah. So of course, from all the regions, a lot of places started arriving. The only thing that was that these places needed to have historical importance, engineering, and also the structure importance and the culture importance in Colombia. So I think there was a list of more than 200 places at the end. After that, there was another stage that was some experts on culture in the country started choosing some of them. So the final list were 21, yeah? And from these 21 places, we've got a new voting on voting which one of these Colombians think was the most important 7 wonders of Colombia. So this is like the beginning of it. It was very interesting because a lot of places, even without the internet, they started having like lists to get the voting, and didn't matter that they didn't have internet. They wanted the people to get to know their places in Colombia. Yeah. So we have a final list of 7 wonders of Colombia. Actually, we have visited several of them, right? Which ones do you remember we have visited?
So the only one I actually remember, which is very close to Bogota, is Zipaquira.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Salt Mine Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting place.
That's actually the number 1. The Salt Cathedral got most of the voting in the voting of 2007. And that's the most important one because it's very close to Bogota, because it's very easy to get there. So it's a must when you visit Bogota. It's an impressive structure. It's a cathedral that is made inside a salt mine. So it's something like, it's just the second of this kind. The other one is in Poland, in a place I have no idea how to pronounce, so I will just skip that. But it's very impressive. I mean, it's 180 meters underground, and it's actually made because the miners that worked in that place were very devout. They believed in Catholicism, that they started making chapels, and at the end they decided with the Republican Bank to build a big cathedral. Yeah, but actually we have visited more of them.
So if I would make a smart guess, I'd say Las Lajas also is one of the wonders, because Las Lajas is in the south of Colombia, close to Pasto, actually right next to the border to Ecuador, and this cathedral is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was by the journal The Telegraph, a British journal, positioned like the first church, the most beautiful church in the world. So that makes you think, wow. I mean, it's amazing. It's very good. It's a Gothic style church. The story of this church is very interesting as well, because there was an indigenous called Maria and a daughter called Rosa. Yeah. So these people was walking around this river where is located the church, and then they had to get into a cave. This cave, because it was raining a lot, and and they needed protection. So when they got into this cave, they found that an image of a virgin was printed on a rock. Yeah, so they appeared. Yeah?
A miracle.
A miracle, exactly. A lot of miracles have happened in Colombia, and this is the reason why
Every
a lot
day
of churches.
miracles happen
a lot
in Colombia.
of miracles. Yeah. So the miracle in this case is not just the appearing of this virgin, but the thing is that Rosa, the daughter of Maria, was deaf and dumb, speechless. Yeah. So this kid started talking to her mom. So that's another of the miracles. And since then, they started going to this same place, to this same rock, to visit this place because it's sacred. Yeah, it was in the beginning of the 20th century when they built this amazing and very beautiful church in a Gothic style, in a Gothic architecture, and it's very impressive because it has like a cliff to a river, and all the altitude of the church is 100 meters. So we've seen that church in the night. It looks amazing. It's just beautiful. Military fortress of Cartagena, the walls and the castle in Cartagena is another of the wonders of Colombia.
Ah, okay.
This is a very important one because it was very important during the colony. It was the main protection of the viceroyalty of the New Granada, how we were called before, and it was, I mean, they had to invest a lot of gold in that walls and in that protection because the riots from the English people, from the French, from the pirates were many, yeah? So they needed a very good protection. And I mean, the Spaniards didn't know that, but it was also a good protection when we got independent against the Spaniards. So this place is made through the whole colony. And it's still standing today. So Cartagena is a very important city because it's also a historical heritage from Colombia since 1984. Yeah, so everything is protected by UNESCO. Yeah, so from 1984, the houses kept in the colonial style. These Cartagena have been separated from the rest of Colombia by the violence. I mean, they didn't receive the violence. Yeah, this part of the Caribbean didn't have this problem, so Cartagena could develop the tourism through the year. We have visited another one in the trip we made to the south. You can check the blog actually in the webpage that talks about this trip to the south we made.
So I guess that would be the Archeological Park in San Agustin.
Exactly.
So those parks are fantastically made, open to the public, and it's just unbelievable. Those stone sculptures, they're just awesome. I love them.
I mean, this helps us to understand the societies in the pre-Columbian era. Yeah. Before the Spaniards arrived, we had a lot of communities here in the country, so they could develop a very complex society. This is why they could invest also making these amazing sculptures. And actually, when we go there, every single sculpture that is there are built in like mountains made by the men. So in every single place where there is one of these big sculptures, there is a tomb. Yeah, from a very important person in the society of those times. So they could rescue a lot of the elements of this sculpture as well, ceramics, gold. So the Archeological Park San Agustin is another of the wonders of Colombia. And the other one that is related with this one, because it's very close, is called Tierra Adentro. It's another archaeological park. This is another of the wonders, a witness of the indigenous people we had, of the inhabitants of Colombia before. And in this part, we can find also tombs, but in a very different way. So it's very interesting as well. It has one of the most important for the pictograms for the indigenous people. So they painted the walls, trying to make the place more comfortable for the people to come inside. So it was a meeting place as well. You can visit that. It's amazing, the size of these tombs. And it has been protected as well by the government for many years. Okay. So it's another of the places.
It's like dungeons and you can walk around.
Exactly, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, another of the places we have visited, that is the Lost City. The Lost City is another of the wonders for Colombia. This place was discovered actually by the ICANN, that is the Institution of History and Anthropology in Colombia, in 1973. Yeah, but before that we had a problem that is called guaqueria. We call it like that in Colombia. That is treasure hunters. Yeah.
The Lost City actually is very close to Santa Marta on the Caribbean coast. You can reach it by hiking, only by hiking, and it takes you 4 days. They're planned for 5 and 6 days, and it's an awesome trip. Many people compare it to the Inca Trail in Peru. I have to admit, it's not the same. It's also walking, it's totally different, but it's also awesome. It's fantastic. I love the trail to Lost City because you, from the coast you start, and then you go up the Sierra Nevada, like the mountains, the coastal mountains, and every day you walk in the humidity, and it's like exciting to travel there, the whole experience.
After the discovering of this place, they discovered there was a city, a holy city. It was actually for the most important people for the society of the people from Santa Marta, the region of Santa Marta, that were called the Taironas. This is another of the tribes of Colombia. Yeah. When you come here, you will learn a lot of the indigenous people if you want to. And in the Sierra Nevada and the Lost City, they still have this place as a holy place. So they close this place 1 month per year to clean the environment and the energies of it. And this is the same people that inhabit the National Park Tayrona. That is another of the places that is a must when you visit Colombia. It holds the most beautiful beaches in the country. So that's another of the recommendations. Can you imagine which one this could be? It's located actually in Bogota.
In Bogota.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
Yes, we've been there. We went together to take some
So
pictures.
I think if I look up there, it could be this one.
No, Monserrate
Monserrate?
is not.
Oh.
It's an amazing place, Monserrate. I mean, you will see the other video we made about Monserrate, and it's a beautiful place. But it's not. It's actually the Colon Theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's.
interesting.
I mean, it's this building that has a lot of story, a lot of culture. This was one of the most important places for the elite of the society of Santa Fe of Bogota. This place is very important because it was designed by a very important architect that worked here in Colombia in the beginning of the 20th century. That is called Pietro Cantini. Yeah, this guy made a lot of buildings we have now in Bogota, and it has a very interesting story because in the 19th century we had a lot of wars between the liberals and the conservatives. That is like the Democrats and the Republicans in the United States, to make an idea on how it works. So these people had a lot of problems, and the liberals wanted the power in that time. I'm talking about the 1890s. Yeah. And in this moment, they met a lot in this theater, yeah. And the president of that moment, Rafael Núñez, he didn't want the liberals to meet in that place, so he took this place from the owner and made it part of the government of Colombia. And they built this amazing place. With the reason was to make a place for commemorate the 400 years of the discovering of America, yeah, by Christopher Columbus. That's where the name comes from. So this place has an amazing Italian architecture. It has one of the first chandeliers, electric chandeliers we had in Colombia. It's a big one, very amazing. The paintings are, I mean, awesome. It's a wonderful place.
7 Wonders of Colombia, 7 reasons to travel Colombia and visit those amazing places. So I hope you enjoyed that video and we gave you some reasons to travel to Colombia. Please hit the subscribe button, give us a like and write comments if you have questions or if you want us to talk about certain topics about all around Colombia. And we're more than happy to see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye from Colombia.